assist settings have changed here in MW2 Season 5. If you got on after the update and are wondering why you can't win gunfights at medium to longer ranges, I got you guys. In this video, we're gonna be going over the new best settings here in MW2 Season 5. So if you guys enjoyed the video and find it helpful, make sure you drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, and also turn those post notifications. Let me know down in the comment section right now, what are your current sensitivity settings, and I hope this video helped you guys out. Let's get into it. All right, so as you guys can see here, I play with a controller on PC. I use an Xbox Elite controller, but do not fear, these settings are gonna work no matter what controller you guys are playing on, whether it be an Xbox Elite, a PS5, a PS4 controller, or maybe some type of scuff-like controller with paddles on the back. The only thing I do have on my Xbox Elite is I have one paddle on the back set for jumping. Now, for the button layout, you want to make sure you are playing on tactical. This has not changed within Season 5. Very important that you guys play on tactical. Again, this is a setting that it does not matter what type of controller you're playing on. It's going to remap that crouch and prone button, allowing us to get in and out of cover faster and also perform a drop shot to win those close range engagements, which is in turn going to allow us to get those MGB nukes a little bit easier. Now, everything else is going to be the same, except I do have controller vibration turned off. This is a setting that you either are going to love turned off or you don't mind it at all. For me personally, controller vibration is going to throw off my aim and accuracy at longer ranges, and that's where things are going to get pretty difficult here in Season 5 because they did change the way rotational aim assist works. So you're going to have to be a little more accurate to win gunfights at longer ranges. And speaking of accuracy, you guys can see here for horizontal as well as vertical, I am still playing on a 6.6. Now, if you guys are struggling, I know some of you guys have been reaching out saying that, hey, my aim has gotten worse this update. What is going on? It's because they reduced the aim assist here in Season 5. So what I'm gonna have you guys do is, if you are playing on a 6 like I've been recommending, and if you are struggling, you want to actually take it down a notch to a 4. 4 is gonna be the best setting if you're trying to essentially relearn how to utilize aim, accuracy, and gun skill and abusing the aim assist here in this game. I know it's something you don't ever want to hear, but this is exactly why I recommend the settings that I do, because sometimes they make weird sudden changes at random points in game, and this is quite literally the worst thing that can happen, is you having to relearn how to aim and win gunfights. As you guys can see here, my aim sensitivity on multiplayer is at 0.75. Now again, if you are still struggling, that 4.4 0.75 is still going to be perfect, but if you're still struggling at those long range engagements, you can bump this down to a 0.7 with 4.4, and it's going to allow you to be more sticky at those long range engagements because there's less stick play in your controller, which is going to help out a lot when trying to take people out across the map, because let's be honest here, y'all, that's where most players, 99% of players, are going to be struggling when trying to win gunfights. Everything else is going to be pretty much the same here. I've not messed with any of these settings. But to go ahead and just leave these by default, there's no need to go ahead and change anything. The only thing that I personally changed is going to be personal preference. As you guys can see here, I have my automatic tactical sprint turned on. This is so I can get around the map faster and in turn run a gun a little bit easier. Now, something else that changed within this update, the automatic tac sprint is bugging out a little bit this update. So if you've been having issues going from a tac sprint to a regular sprint and back to a tac sprint, you're not the only one. They are still ironing things out. They kind of broke the settings this season, but I got you guys covered. Again, everything is going to be pretty much the same here. Under the advanced tab, obviously my target aim assist is turned on. Aim assist type, if you guys are playing on Black Ops, I highly recommend you guys going ahead and reduce it to default. Black Ops is going to be a more sticky aim assist, but if they went ahead and changed the rotational aim assist, you best believe within the mid-season update, they are going to attack Black Ops as well, and you definitely don't want to have to relearn an aim assist type. That is definitely one of the worst things that can happen. So I recommend going back to default immediately. Obviously, everything else will be the same. Aim assist response curve type, this is on standard as well. Again, takeoff dynamic, takeoff linear, go back to standard. You don't want to be in a position to where you log on the game after an update and everything feels alien. Again, everything else is going to be the same here. The dead zone settings, these are going to be pretty much specific to your own controller health. Luckily, with an Xbox Elite controller, these are pretty stout, they're pretty durable, so you're not going to have to mess with the settings. But if you are struggling with stick drift, you're going to have to go ahead and increase that dead zone to go ahead and compensate for that. Now, obviously, again, everything else is shut off. I don't have a gyro controller. Odds are you don't as well, so there's no need to go ahead and mess with any of these settings. But under the controller tab, you definitely want to make sure you are going back to the basis, reducing your sensitivity, and pretty much putting everything by default, so you're not waking up one day and having to literally relearn how to aim. And that's what I feel a lot of people are struggling with here in season 5. Now, for the graphics settings, I jumped to view because this is where things are going to get really important here. I'm still on a 120 FOV. You don't have to play on a 120. I recommend playing on at least a 110. I like 120 because I go ahead and pair that with the ADS field of view set to affected. You definitely should be playing on effect. This is going to mirror the FOV to whatever type of optic or iron sight you're running. So when you aim down sight, your picture is still going to be that 120 FOV, and it's in turn going to make it feel like your weapons have less visual recoil, and overall making those long range engagements, which I know some of us are struggling with, a lot easier to go ahead and get done and obviously win. So make sure you guys go ahead and change these settings if you have not already, especially if you are waking up one day and finding out that everything feels alien on an update. So I recommend changing these. Everything else is going to be pretty much the same under this tab. Obviously, my quality settings are set specifically for my PC, and obviously the display settings are also going to be set specific for my PC as well. Now, for the audio setting, I am still recommending headphone bass boost. This is going to be a great setting, an amazing setting if you're trying to figure out where people are at without the use of a UAV. I have Astro A40 TRs, and I'm able to hear footstep as well as gunfight audio, allowing me to pinpoint where people are at on the map without the use of a UAV, and this helps out tremendously when trying to go on high gun streaks to secure those MGB nukes. So if you have a headset, you don't have to have an Astro A40 TR headset. If you have any type of headset you've purchased within the last 5 years, headphones bass boost is going to be amazing. Hell, if you have a home theater or decent speakers, headphone bass boost is going to be a great audio setting as well. Now, for the master volume, obviously I have it turned up. You want to be able to hear everything going on in game, and everything else again is going to be pretty much default here. I've not messed with any of these settings, and I don't feel you need to. The most important thing is to have headphones bass boost and make sure everything is cranked all the way up. They don't call me ears for nothing. And then finally, for the interface settings, I recommend you guys going ahead and adjusting your mini map shape. I see a bunch of people, for whatever reason, rock the circle mini map. That is the absolute worst thing you can do. Seriously, the square mini map is going to be superior in every way. Not only are you going to get a bigger picture, but it's also going to be easier to interpret and read that mini map, so you can figure out where your teammates are, where the enemies are, and that's going to make getting high gun streaks and MGB nukes a hell of a lot easier, and I know that's what you want to have happen. Now finally, you definitely can go ahead and invert the flash. Inverting the flash is going to make it feel like less annoying, so definitely go ahead and adjust this setting if you have not already. I've definitely went ahead and made that adjustment. Now, these are going to be the best settings you guys should be running here in Season 5. What you really want to focus on is making sure you are playing on a tactical button layout, and if you're struggling with those long range of games, which I know a lot of people are, drop your sensitivity down to a 4, or if you're playing something higher than a 6, definitely a 6. Go ahead and adjust that ADS sensitivity in multiplayer to a 0.7, and make sure that you are going ahead and keeping that aim assist type to default, and also make sure you guys have that aim assist response curve type to standard as well. You don't want to go ahead and change things because they've done it this season. You best believe they could do it again, and you don't want that to happen. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications. If you guys need additional help, let me know down in the comment section. I read my comments and I can help you guys improve at Modern Warfare 2. Catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.